Hi, my fiery and sexy Sagittarius. This is your May 2023 reading. Welcome. This is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You could be intuitively guided, or you may be checking up on a Sagittarius. Whatever brought you, welcome, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get into the reading because we're going to use 4 different decks. This is going to be a longer reading. You know, I'm just getting back to like how I used to read. You know, I have to say, like, I got a little intimidated with people doing like these short readings, and I tried them, but they're just not for me. Like, we're more about like really going into detail, so that takes time, right? And you know, if you're someone who, you know, because you're fire, so you want to go, sometimes I think if you flip to the end, if you feel like you can't invest the whole time, flip to the end. See, because I feel like the ending is where, well, I want to say the second half of the reading is really where I feel like all of our answers are. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to use our Mother Mary Oracle for our words of wisdom. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify or to go deeper. We're going to use our major arcanas, and these are just to help us get like a bullet point of what's going on. Sometimes they're their own little reading. And for your main spread, I've been using it all month. We're going to stick with the Psychic Tarot. I had a couple people ask me, they said they can't find this. I get most of my cards on Hay House, hayhouse.com, just so you know, and they have a lot of sales. You know, I've gone to eBay and I've seen the same deck going for like twice on eBay, so, you know. Anyway, that's where I got them from. And then, well, we're going to do our major arcana. So, let's start with Mother Mary. And let's get into this. Sagittarius. My sister-in-law is November 24th. So, shout out to her, Ellen. All right. Oh, you got 2. You're the first one to get 2. So let's see. All right, we're going to start with patience. Patience. I trust in divine timing. I trust in divine timing. This reminds me of your card, Temperance, right? Because Temperance is a lesson in patience. It's how do I want to say this? It's letting go of control of the things that you just cannot control, and instead putting your trust in divine. All right. Well, hello, love. Love, patience, and then love. Love is the answer to all of my questions. I trust in divine timing. Love. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring in the major arcanas. Give them a shuffle or 2. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Alright, let's give them a shuffle. Well, hello, Star. It's about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes, and bringing them into reality. You know, it's like, I have these dreams, right? But this is, you know, I feel like the Star is not just like recognizing your dreams, which it does recognize them. But this is more about bringing them into your reality now. Also a card of Aquarius, by the way. She's like leaning this way, so I'm curious to see what's going to come next to the Star. Alright. Alright, we got 4, but we're going to take them. Yuck. Alright, we have the Tower. You know, that may simply be talking about like one thing needing to end. And, you know, because the Tower feels destructive, right? Usually you don't see, like, you see the steeple has been like knocked off, right? But the foundation's still there. We have the wheel, interesting. And then we have the Hierophant, card of Taurus. This is about your belief system. You know, I get this feeling that maybe I tried something and maybe I wasn't successful at it, but I feel like the wheel is saying, well, here's another opportunity. Especially with the Hierophant right there, you know, I feel like when the Hierophant is sitting next to the wheel, it's of a higher vibration. A Hierophant is about your belief system. It's a 5, so it wants you to look at it. It wants you to question it. Make sure you're carrying your beliefs, you know, and not someone else's. You know, and I feel like just like love is on our wheel, so are the towers, because our soul really wants to, you know, our soul didn't come down here for like this easy peasy life. I guess some souls do, but the majority of us came down here really to learn. This is a classroom, right? Earth is our classroom for our spirit, our soul, so it can expand. So there will be towers. But I feel like, you know, I got to dust myself off and get back up again. The Hierophant marrying the star. You got to believe in your dreams. You got to believe that you can manifest them, even after a tower. You know, I definitely feel like the tower is representing, I don't know, I want to say lessons, but, you know, I don't know if that's the right word. Well, let's bring in the Psychic Tarot and let's go deeper. Give him a couple shuffles. Okay, I don't like the way that shuffled, so we're going to do this real quick. Alright, let's give them a cut. First of all, let me center these. Alright, let's begin. Alright, it's like we got all our cards at once. Alright, well, we have Suffering in Silence. This is the 9 of Swords. You know, this means a couple different things. First of all, this can be the energy of, like, you know, where there's been no activity on something. But this talks about unnecessary worry. Maybe I want something to manifest, but I have to, maybe I have to learn about that tower. I have to understand the tower from more of a spiritual point of view. And I feel like when I do that, then this 9 of Swords doesn't carry the weight that it normally would. This is about, you know, unnecessary worry, but nonetheless it is worry, right? It's a 9. So, reflection. Intuition. Nice. The Empress. I feel like some of you are, you know, I feel like some of you have been going through like this learning period. And, you know, when I say learning period, it means expansion. It means your soul's expanding, which is a great thing. You know, and then your intuition over that tower. So I feel like you will be able to understand these towers from a spiritual point of view, and then moving into the Empress. Well, the Empress is, she's loving, she's nurturing, she's creative, she's strong, she's powerful. She has been, I feel like the Empress has gone through the experiences of all the queens. So she doesn't look at her life as regret. She understands that everything, good and hard, has taught her something. There's no way the 9 of Swords and the Empress would live in the same type of energy. unless it's very temporary. Well, hello, awareness. By the way, the Empress here, they have as fertility. So they could certainly talk about, you know, a baby. And I have to say that I feel like this is really talking about, I feel like there's going to be signs. There's always signs. But I feel like you're going to be able to read those signs much clearer. Why? Well, I think because you are, or you have reflected over this tower. Listen, if you're still in that energy, I feel like the tower's already happened. And I feel like it may talk about all the towers. You know what I mean? Listen, we have good and we have light, we have dark, right? But your intuition, your higher self, you know, been here, done that, is saying, don't fret, understand them. Don't allow your head to go to a place where, you know, you feel like anything, maybe any new love, even old love, is going to automatically lead to that tower. Because with the Empress here, I know that she's had understanding over that. Material harvest. It's 2 9s, 99. Somebody might have been born in 99. 2 9s. Material harvest, that's fantastic. That is the 9 of Pentacles. That's, you know, if you are self-employed, that is success. You know, as long as you put the effort in. But also, I want you to just look at the image here, because he's wide open, right? He has his hands out in gratitude, but also, you know, I expect good things to happen, and they do. Some of you may be worried about, you know, maybe you you did lose a job or a position, something like that. But I feel like if that's the case, something better is coming your way. And I get this energy of, again, don't regret. And listen, it may have moved some of you into self-employment, which may have been your dream all along. Moving on up to the east side or west side, I don't know. This is the 6 of Swords. This is good news. And I'm saying it's good news because it's telling me, especially with it coming right under the tower and your intuition, with this 9 of Swords, again, worry, unnecessary worry, but it is worry. So the 6 of Swords is understanding, like, what has been toxic to you, what has held you back, who has held you back. I am looking at the toxicity, wherever it may come from, and I'm clearing it out, like I'm cleaning my closet. You know, this can be, it's a very temporary energy, what can feel like, because it is change, right? We do have change. The Hierophant is asking for that change. The Tower brings change. The Wheel tells you that whatever you're moving towards is destined. You have the Magician with the Empress. That's very, very powerful. And then success down here. Look at this. We have the Tower, but it reversed itself. Those towers don't hold the power that they did. So that reflection is everything. And sometimes, you know, listen, you don't want to spend forever reflecting, right? Because 9s are about the final reflection. If I'm looking back, I'm reflecting upon it, gaining the wisdom of my, you know, my steps, and then I'm racking it up to a lesson. I love that the Tower came in reverse under the Empress. It only makes sense, and it's on the Wheel. I feel like things are only going to be looking up. Things are looking up. Wow. Victory and success. Nice. victory and success. Interesting, because you have victory and success over here. This is the Six of Wands, by the way, but is mirrored by the Nine of Pentacles, material harvest. You know, material harvest for me feels like I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor, even if they're starting small. You know, whatever the tower was for you, again, I feel like it was a great lesson, because, you know, this person's moving on, right? But then the tower being in reverse, victory and success. I also feel this is a very alluring type energy where people really are looking up to you for, well, it's your action. You know, it can be your words, but your words would be talking about, of course not for everyone, but I feel like you're talking about maybe how you survived a tower or these towers, right? Because the Empress definitely not only survived it, but has thrived. All right, well, we have the Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and, you know, that's okay. Here, they call it emotional withdrawal, but I often feel the Eight of Cups, what we're really doing is, you know, we're doing exactly what I feel like is being asked. We're looking within our emotional house, especially with love here, right? I want to clear up those towers, those cups that have fallen. I want to understand them more, like, you know, why did they fall? And not everything's going to have an answer right now. So, you know, some of those cups, I just got to accept that they spilt for whatever reason. But this is not about what was. This is about the wisdom from it and then what's moving forward. The wheel is moving us forward. So, patience and planning underneath that. Let's bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's just get into this. So we don't really have a lot of people on the board, so to speak. Just saw the Emperor. We have the Empress. See if it makes its way out. I often feel like when they come out in a reading together, if they're both coming in the light, what a power couple they make. All right, we're going to start at the beginning, and we're going to connect this all. All right, well, there's that Five of Swords. So, let me bring this down. So, the Five of Swords is touching the star, but also the Nine of Swords. Five of Swords is where that toxicity lies. So, that's what I need to look at, right? Because, you know, it can talk about people. It can talk about a place that I work. I can talk about my own thought system because it's coming over suffering in silence. Listen, I don't feel like this is where you're staying because the Six of Swords is already showing us that there's going to be movement. But, and this, you know, normally, like, I don't want to see the Five of Swords because it does talk about toxicity. But I don't feel like this is saying this is where you're heading. This is, I feel like this is what was. This is what I need clarity over. And then look at that. And then we have the Chariot. Kind of beautiful. This is a card of Cancer. This is the year of the Chariot, 2023, Universal Year 7. You know, the Chariot speaks of unlimited potential. You know, how well can I do if I create my own business? Well, there's no ceiling. You can go as far as the effort you put into it. In all areas, by the way, not just in your money, but also in love. Chariot. You know, I feel like also the Chariot doesn't come until you can handle the Chariot. The Chariot's about someone who's controlling the reins of the horses with their mind, with their intention. I feel like there may have been someone who just, like, you know, discouraging. Maybe you had a certain dream and you had people telling you, you can't do that, you won't be successful, want. But it's showing you the opposite, right? So this is just someone. Listen, I don't feel like all people want to see us do well, even if they, I'm going to say even if they love us, but I feel in that area, it'd be more like an ex or family members who, just don't seem to stand behind your dreams. Well, you got to stand behind them. Chariot. So it is that balance of light and dark, masculine and feminine. I feel like if the Chariot comes in too early, we just wreck it, right? We wouldn't know what, we don't want to send, especially in the Chariot's energy, these 9 swords out there, because whatever we send out is going to come back to us. That's the law of attraction. I feel like this is very good news. All right, let's keep going. Hello, Ace of Wands. Perfect energy for the Empress. And again, who is the Empress? The Empress to me, first of all, she's like a mother figure. But beyond that, this is someone who has lived life, has been through it. But has come out the other side, has reflected upon like different things in her life, the people in situations that have been toxic to her own growth, her own creativity. But, and she's someone who receives inspired epiphanies. That's what I feel like this is. Over the wheel. It's like if somebody told me you can't, well, I'm telling you, you can. All right, we have the Devil, card of Capricorn, being mirrored by that 5 of Swords, but it's over awareness. It's interesting because we have the Devil and then we have the Hierophant, almost like the light and the dark. Also, what's ever done in the dark, here's the awareness, will come to the light. What would that be talking about? Well, we have to go back over to the 5 of Swords. Again, words that have been toxic to you, energy has been toxic, or people. People who may pull you into the dark where that's not where you belong. Okay, well, let's keep going. If some of you it's Capricorn, but Capricorn's not showing up in the best of light yet, so let's keep going. We have the Moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. We have a double Cancer here. Coming over material harvest, the 9 of Pentacles. It can talk about uncertainty. Unless the sun comes out. But it's also a very dreamy type energy. And with the star here, that's the same type of energy. Like the dreaming of bringing my, my goals to my life. Like, again, I feel like someone may have been like telling you you can't or you won't or what have you, but everything is saying the opposite. Just don't believe, those negative thoughts. Don't believe them. We have the 5 of Wands. 2 5s with that 9 of Swords right in between them. 5 of Wands is, I got to know what I'm fighting for. Because I feel like in the 5 of Wands, if I'm expecting someone to back down, let's say, it speaks about ego energy, but it's battling type energy, and it's it's connected to the 5 of Swords. So I feel like if I'm expecting someone to see things the way I see them, or, you know, for an apology or what have you, you're not going to find it in the Five of Wands. This is really the energy where nobody backs down. But what's it coming over? The Six of Swords. Like, all right, you're not going to back down? Well, then I'm moving on. Seven of Swords coming over the Tower in reverse. I just get this feeling that this is speaking about past energy. This speaks about untrustworthy energy. You know, whether someone's doing something against me or not, I feel it. And the Empress, that's exactly what she, you know, that's what she does. She trusts her energy to know. You know, I feel like if I've been cheated on, now this is no guarantee, but in the same breath, I feel like, you know, if I've dealt with some untrustworthy energy, but I'm living now in the energy of the Empress. Again, I feel like we all are the, you know, we all have that. But what's different about the Empress? She doesn't get stuck in these fives, right? Because five speaks of change. That Five of Swords, that Five of Wands. She learns not to even take on the energy of it, because sometimes, you know, let's say these are words, you know, it doesn't mean they have real meaning to them. And again, I feel like if this is talking about, you know, I just feel like no one backs down here. Well, if you're not going to back down, then I'm moving on. You know, I feel like if, I say this all the time too, but I feel like if anybody is in the Seven of Swords energy, again, that untrustworthy type energy, they call it the thief in the night, there's no way they're going to get by the Empress, especially with the Ace of Wands right there and awareness right there. I mean, everything seems to be here for your benefit. So I feel like if anybody or anything comes towards you that, let's just say it's in the dark, you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. Especially with intuition right next to the Empress. Trust that. Just trust it. Now, I don't feel like that's going to happen because it's coming over the reversal of the Tower. I feel like it's already happened. And maybe I've been carrying that energy with me. Or maybe I've been expecting someone to change, but they don't. And that can be work or that can be love. We have the Eight of Wands. Interesting though, it came in reverse. So this is fast-moving energy. And our very first card was Patience. It's coming over victory and success. I just feel like it's slowing things down a little bit. And that may give you a sense of confusion. But listen, maybe it needed to slow down. I feel like it's also, because it's mirrored over here, well, by the moon, but also the Five of Swords, that it's also speaking about, I just feel like I got to break free from something. And not only from like the situation, but then my thoughts. Like I don't want to even carry the thoughts with me, right? Sometimes I just got to rack it up to like, I can't change everyone, right? Or maybe I'm not even, like I'm not meant to change them. And, you know, even in this energy, it can be someone that I love, like again, like family members or what have you. But that doesn't mean that they see things the way that you see them. So the Eight of Wands, I feel like it's just slowing everything down a little bit. Maybe it's giving you the chance to like make whatever changes that you feel you need to make so that you can jump on this wheel and, you know, it's like ride the wheel in the light. All right, we're going to bring these down here. And we're going to connect them right down the middle. You know, that 8 of Cups over here on the bottom of the deck. And on the bottom of the deck, I feel like that's the energy that's leaving. Perfect. Because I feel like that's the energy that needs to leave so that you can... Well, where's the person going to once they have this emotional clarity? They're going to the 9 of Cups. Self-fulfillment. Feeling good about oneself. Doesn't matter what other people say about me. You know what I mean? You know, it reminds me of like reading tarot. Like I'll have people come on and can leave some really nasty messages. I don't allow it to get to me, right? Because that's their perspective over it. I mean, I have every right to have whatever perspective they want. You know what I mean? But I can't allow that to hinder what I do. I'm not going to take it on. Okay. Whoa. Well, there's the sun. Good to see. Alright, we're going to take what's face up first. So let's bring all these over here. We have the Page of Wands. You know, that's your inner child, Sagittarius. That's your inner child. That's where you feel alive. You know, it's coming right over material harvest, but it is also coming over suffering and silence. And that 5 of Swords. So, you know, that 5 is definitely looking for change. Alright, we have the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. Well, 7 of Pentacles is also a lesson in patience. But it also speaks about your soul seed of intention. You know, like the seeds that your soul planted before you even came here to Earth. And I feel like some of those are towers. And why would I do that to myself? Because when I overcome these towers, my soul expands, right? I become wiser. When I trust my intuition, I can let go of that everyday fear, right? Because if something comes towards me that is of the dark, you're gonna know it. You're gonna know it. 7 of Pentacles. Four of Wands. That's the marriage card. And then the Sun. So, the Sun, the Moon. It's interesting because the Sun's coming out after the Moon. So this can talk about like a period of time of uncertainty, but also in the same breath I want to say, you know, I feel like the moon is very dreamy energy, as is the star, but the star wants to manifest, right? This person is so close to that tower, and I feel like, you know, again, the steeple is knocked off, but the foundation, I feel like that's you, is still strong. I just need to get myself back to that energy. Now, I have to say with the Four of Wands here, get the marriage card, the commitment card, but in this energy, everybody wants to be there. Now, this could talk about you had a previous marriage that somebody was untrustworthy in. I feel like in no way is this talking about anything that's coming towards you in that light. I feel like it's only about the awareness over that, especially with the Sun here. Card of Leo, by the way. But the Sun is mirroring this Page of Wands. So I feel like your inner child is like singing. Like there's goals, there's dreams, aspirations that you have. And I feel like this is saying trust in yourself. I also feel like it's speaking of love for some of you, like, and maybe all of you, like, you know, again, I could have been in a committed relationship and someone was unfaithful. Or, again, like the thief in the night. But the Sun is here. So, that is complete illumination. Just like I felt earlier, you know, like with the Tower in reverse, I feel like if anything tries to come towards you, and, you know, I feel like when you're in the Empress's energy, you're vibrating on a certain level. And I feel like if anything of a lower energy tries to, like, attach itself, it can't. It just kind of has to fall away. And then we have the Hermit. Hermit is reversed, though. Kind of, sort of. It's kind of like halfway. Card of Virgo, first of all. This is about your wisdom over your experiences, like the wisdom you have gained due to going through the dark night of the soul. You know, the Empress didn't get to be the Empress until she went through these experiences. But she doesn't allow her heart to harden because of, you know, maybe for a little while. It's only human nature, right? But I feel like it's saying, when my vibration reaches a certain level, well, then that must meet me would be of a certain vibration also. Some of you, you know, you still may be in the reflection stage, and that could be why the Hermit's in reverse. I don't know if I said card of Virgo, though. Some of you, I feel like, you may be questioning your own spiritual abilities. You know, like feeling like, you know, like I'm a psychic, but maybe my belief system is like, well, that's, psychics are bad. You know, it's taking me back to like the 1600s and the witches being hung. Not that I consider this, you know, that, but you know, like being misunderstood type of energy. Why am I picking this up? Because I feel like someone's just questioning, or someone had questioned maybe what you do and your spirituality. But it is a 9, so it wants you to reflect upon that. You know, maybe some of you are still in that energy of what feels like the dark night of the soul, and this may just be saying to you, you know, understand the towers. Don't take them on. Don't take every tower on personally. Sometimes we just end up with someone of lower energy. You know what I mean? Untrustworthy, the thief in the night type of energy. Sometimes it just happens. I think probably the majority of us have been through that. You know, but let me just tell you from my own experiences, I've been through that. But there's no way that, like, I know I could see it coming 100 miles away now. You know what I mean? And there's no way I would, like, I mean, I'm in a relationship, but I really had to trust my intuition to say yes to it. And I'm glad I did. Anyway. So I'm not really worried about the Hermit being in reverse, you know, unless for some of you, again, it could be a Virgo that might be making you wait. Why? Well, I want to take that back because I don't feel like the Empress would wait. So let's look at this Empress again, because the Empress has not only the Ace of Wands over it. Go time. That's what the Ace of Wands is. It's something is sent to you. Something is sent to inspire you, and then you move upon that, sitting right on that wheel, and then the Four of Wands. So I feel like eventually, well, I mean, we do have love. I feel like eventually this Empress is going to be in a relationship, but of a very high value, if that makes sense. So I just want to look at a few things. I think I want to just come over and look at the Hermit and look at the Eight of Wands, both in reverse, but the Sun is there. So I just want to get a little more clarity on that. We have the King of Pentacles. Interesting, because we have a Capricorn and a Virgo. You know, the King of Pentacles, he's coming in the light, though. Tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. Tell me more about this king. Well, hello, Knight of Swords. So you may be hearing from this king. Doesn't have to be an earth sign, by the way. I mean, they could have earth in their chart. But the King of Pentacles is someone, you know, who has learned to look at life from the big picture down. This is someone who'd be in the upright, responsible, loyal. The one thing I want to say, and I know it firsthand because I am a Virgo, And my boyfriend's a Virgo sun, Virgo moon. Sometimes, you know, like the King of Pentacles can have a hard time expressing themselves. Now, I feel like eventually, if this is talking, like, why am I even telling you that? Because I feel like this Knight of Swords is talking about communication that's coming towards you. Because I'm only looking at this king. I want to know why the king is here. The king brings out the Knight of Swords. Well, that's exactly what the knights, where they come from. The knights come from the king or the queen. So it could be communication, but we're not going to leave it there. I want to keep going. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to pick up a few cards. We have the Ace of Swords. And then we have Justice. So you may be hearing from someone who may have recently themselves gone through a divorce. What am I holding? Oh, Justice. Card of Libra. I don't know if I said that. But I do feel like this is about some type of communication, and they themselves may have been through similar energy as you. This feels like it's new. Well, let's look. Let's ask. Is this new? Is this someone from the past? We have the Three of Cups. So whatever it is, it's a reason to celebrate. That's the energy of joy. Well, hello, the Empress made its way back out. How close to the Empress? Card of Aries, by the way. But this is, you know, the Emperor's interesting because I feel like this is exactly what I would need if I was to move into a relationship or fall back in love again. I would need someone that I can look up to. I would need someone, and the King of Pentacles with the Emperor feels very like put together, like I got my shit together. Doesn't mean that always was, because I feel like they themselves had just cut ties or are cutting ties, but I feel like they probably have. So I love seeing the Emperor, especially with the Three of Cups next to it, because something I can celebrate. You know, this would be the Empress's counterpart. They're very different, but very much alike. You know, I feel like it would definitely talk about values being pretty equal. He feels like an educated man. You know, even in the King of Pentacles, I often think that like very educated. It doesn't have to be very educated, but I feel like an educated man or woman. Well, let's see what else we have. Well, hello, Judgment. So this is your spiritual team. Judgment is about calling you to the present moment. You know, why would it be calling you to the present moment? Well, I think it's that Nine of Swords. And, you know, you just never know what's coming towards you. I mean, we know that some type of communication is coming towards you. But I almost feel like you don't know it until it happens, even though I'm telling you that. So, you know, this is about the present moment. This is because there's some type of change coming. We know that with the Wheel here and the Ace of Wands over it. This is like allowing yourself to have a rebirth. You know, it doesn't have to mean your whole life, but a part of your life, and that may just end up changing your whole life. And then we have the High Priestess. Signs. Sign, sign, everywhere, sign. Signs. I feel like some of you are connecting with the love of your life. Whether I know this person or whether they're new. And all of a sudden I'm getting this image for some of you. It's like I'm out, I feel like I'm out at a store, like maybe I'm in the grocery store, or I don't know, I feel like I'm out. And I may have given my number to someone, and lo and and I almost feel like I forgot about it. And then lo and behold, now this is not for everyone, but I see it. Like I have a vision of like I gave my telephone number out, and then they're calling. Maybe I gave my email or my Facebook or social media. So somehow I feel like they are connecting. All right, what else do I want to look at? Let's just go up between the Five of Swords and the Chariot. There you are, Queen of Wands. So, what I often say about the Queen of Wands is she's someone who's not going to put a lot of, you know, unnecessary worry behind someone. This or something. This is someone who moves according to her desires, her passions, what it is I want to bring into the world. I don't feel like there's any way, especially coming in the upright, that Nine of Swords. I feel like you can I feel like this is clarity that you can not only have, but then you can let it go. Again, I feel like if someone wasn't believing in your dreams, believe in them yourself. You know, your spiritual team believes in them. I believe in them. You just have to believe in them. She's holding that Ace of Wands in her hands. And again, I'm looking at what's coming between the Five of Swords and the Chariot. You. And your actions. I love that the Page of Wands is right down here too, because Page of Wands, I do feel like it's your inner child, but this is someone who's adventuresome. Like, this is someone who, I take chances. And, you know, I take chances and sometimes I fall. But I do get back up again. It's about learning that, right? Sometimes I get stuck longer than I planned on being stuck, you know, if you even plan it. But I do feel like, you know, it's the energy of not being held down for long. Okay, I want to pick these up just because there's so many. And I want to look at well, you know what I want to do? Let's take all this up. Except I do want to leave the Emperor out. Remember, you have the Ace of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, energy that, you know, it's your soul seed of intention, the good things and the hard things. Page of Wands, I fall down, but I get back up again. I fall down, but I get back up again. I can't think of that song. You know, awareness being mirrored by the Nine of Swords here. Suffering in silence. You know, don't keep those things in. You know, if there's elements of towers that, like, you're having a hard time getting by, if you can't talk to someone, write it out. You know what I mean? I've been getting that a lot this month. Like, put it on paper then. And then do whatever you want with it. Like, you know, maybe it's a letter to someone. Maybe you never have the intention of sending it, but at least you're getting it out of the body, out of the mind, because I feel like in the Nine of Swords, if I don't do that, then I move into a repeat pattern. Then I move into, you know, it doesn't get better. So I love having awareness, right, you know, mirroring that energy. Okay, so we're going to pick these up. Material harvest. Nine of Pentacles, success, guys. I mean, this is real success within your money. But you also got to, you know, put the effort in at the same time and believe in yourself. Believe that you can be successful. I feel like there was something else I wanted to keep. Turning that around. Okay, let's pick these up also. So, we have the Empress. The Empress came with the Four of Wands, and then the Emperor came out. So I just kind of want to surround them. You know how I do it. But I want to use a completely different deck. I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot. Give them a cut. And again, we're just going to kind of surround this energy. Four Swords, which is nice because that talks about healing. The healing of the body, mind, and the soul. And remember, there's one other sword. And that is this my sword. How I am in a situation. You know, it's learning and knowing oneself and forgiving oneself for what you think you have or you haven't done. Two fours in between the Empress and the Emperor. Actually, we got 3 4s out. Well, can certainly speak of relationships. Look at that. And now the Ace of Wands is in the upright. So, you know, patience. Maybe you've had patience. And then Judgment came out. A call to the present moment. Why? Well, we had that Ace and that Knight of Swords coming in. You know, signs. But it can also talk about someone coming in. I like that this is coming over the 4 Swords in the upright because, you know, it's like this healing period of time is important, right? I don't want to pull, like, if I don't spend time, let's say, between each chapter, each pinnacle, and if I don't take the time to reflect upon it and just learn what I can learn, if you think of yourself as a soul that's here to expand, right? You expand. Listen, we expand sometimes much more from the hard lessons, but then I feel like the rewards are so plentiful. It feels like it's go time. Let's bring these down. Like healing, and then time to go. First of all, I know the one thing you've healed is your thought system. Because again, the 8 of Wands, I feel like 4 wands are going out into the universe. That's my intention. That's what I'd like to see. I'm not putting a lot of control on it though, right? I'm trusting in divine, and I'm trusting in divine timing. But I'm definitely putting my intentions out there. For some of you, I feel like it's like I'm saying, okay, now I'm ready. Now I think I'm ready to, you know, maybe add in love. Maybe you've been working on your career for a while, and you know, love may be on its way. Remember, 8 is about a new beginning. We have the 5 of Swords coming over the Empress. So, you know, I feel like this is a little bit of a lesson right here. Because let's say the 4 Swords never came out. I never gave myself the time to heal. Or I never allowed myself to reflect upon these swords, right? It's putting it right over the Empress. So, if I don't reflect upon it, if I don't allow it to heal, if I don't allow some things to go, then I feel like, well, does it mean that the same? I feel like if someone doesn't believe in your dream or believe in you, even if there's love, you know what I mean, like a family member, but it doesn't mean they believe in all your dreams. I feel like it's so important to believe in yourself. But we do have the 4 Swords. So I feel like whatever this toxicity had been, I feel like you're going to be using it. Like that wisdom you gained, I feel like you're going to be using it in your future. Whether it be through a career. You know I have a lot of spiritual people who come to the channel. And I feel like we're all soulmates. But I know a lot of you then move into like spiritual type businesses. And it would make sense that we have to have this understanding, right? And who better to help someone than someone who has been there? We have the Two of Pentacles. Two Pentacles coming over the Four of Wands. You know, Two Pentacles is, they call it the Juggler's card. But it does put the ball in your court. Like, it's your decision. If you want to, let's just say this is, first of all, I love the Emperor and the Empress together, always. In the upright. But they have the Four of Wands in between them. These two people get each other. Even though they're different, right? She's more creative and loving and nurturing and really works through her creative house. Where the Emperor's more of like, I'm going to put a plan in place, right? I'm going to draw blueprints, that type of thing. Like, I'm the architect and I'm the designer. You build the house and I'll stage it. So anyways, Two of Pentacles, you know, again, can be the Juggler's card. And I feel like if that's the meaning for you now, it's only talking about, because I feel like for some of you, like you have been working on your career. You know, like this is talking about what you've been through. And because I feel like many of you are now, has arrived to the Empress's energy. So, you know, I'm not going to say she wouldn't say no to love, but if it's the right type of love, and that's what the Four of Wands is. Four of Wands is really, I feel, true love. Because this is two people who, you know, once they connect, that's it. Doesn't mean there won't be challenges. But they both have the wisdom to overcome them. So anyways, Two Pentacles can talk about using your logical mind. Well, hello, Star. Right over the Emperor now. You know, the Emperor is a card of Aries, but then I want you to forget that. Because I am definitely feeling the energy of, you know, two people who can look up to each other. This definitely connects the Star right to the Emperor now. And I may not even know who the Emperor is. Maybe I'm just ready for love. But I don't want any old love. Right? But I gotta know where I've been so I know where I'm going. If that makes sense. We have the Death card. Card Scorpio. This is about endings. So that a rebirth can take place in your life. It is closing of doors. Well, what door would I be closing? That Five of Swords. And you're able to, because the Four of Swords is right here. Again, the healing. And I feel like that healing is natural. It's just, do we accept it? So the healing, and then the very fast moving energy. And it's closing a door so a new door can open. Death card asks you to allow yourself to have a rebirth. You know, don't fear the Death card. Don't fear the rebirth. We have the Three of Swords coming right under Death. And then we have the Strength card. kind of beautiful in a hard way. Three of Swords mirrored by that Four of Swords. So, you definitely have had your heart broken. Whether it be romantically or just in all different kinds of way. It's definitely showing the effects, right? Like, definitely my heart has been broken. However, this is not about carrying that energy forward. And now I know exactly why the Death card is here. You know, I mean, this can be someone that you've been with before. But listen, if it is, they have evolved tremendously. And if they haven't, then that is not who I'm talking about. Three of Swords. And then Strength card. You know, Strength card means you need to know yourself. This is overcoming the beast within ourselves. And sometimes that beast can simply mean like I become so fearful of love because of my past experiences that I do not want it again. And that is your choice, right? But I feel like nonetheless, it doesn't stop that night from coming in. It doesn't stop that communication from reaching you. Again, it puts the ball in your court. Card of Leo also. So not only the ability to heal, right, but the ability to tame oneself, to understand oneself, to not allow these Three of Swords then to affect us for the rest of our lives, right? Sometimes we think that we met the one and then something happens and we get broke, you know, we break up or what have you, right? The ending comes and then lo and behold, someone comes in that is your counterpart. And sometimes I feel like you can't even know what that love feels like because maybe you haven't had it yet. Seven of Pentacles. And then the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. It's in reverse. You know, Seven of Pentacles is your seed soul of intention again. So I feel like, you know, energy that's meant to be. It does speak about patience, right? You had to have some patience. It's interesting because the Ten of Pentacles being in reverse, I don't even feel it as a negative thing. But I feel like what it's talking about is, am I able to go from, let's say, single status to coupled? That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I want to make a decision on. So your guides are saying, completely understand that. However, don't base it upon the heartache of yesterday or yesteryear, because the healing over that is here. And I also have to know my own part in it. Sometimes it's simply I stay too long, or I allow someone to like batter me when, you know, who the hell are they? So I feel like the Empress is just simply saying, I don't know. I feel pretty independent here. I feel pretty good with my life the way it is. So do I want to go from that independent stage into coupled again? Well, let's keep going and find out. Of course, it's going to be different for each person. You know, but some people say, like, oh, I'll never love again, or love will never come my way. How could it? And I just have to say, love comes in the most unexpected ways. But I feel like what's the most important thing here is letting go of what was, and those who have hurt you, whether knowingly or unknowingly, understanding that I can't take it, you know, I don't want to carry it with me. It wouldn't serve you to carry it with you, and, you know, the universe is providing that healing. You have to just know yourself within it. And I feel like as soon as that happens, everything starts moving. We have the Five of Pentacles. Interesting, right next to the Ten of Pentacles. under the Emperor, and then we have the Five of Wands. Two fives back to back equal this 10. That's in reverse. Five of Pentacles, you know, but this is coming under the Emperor. So this is going to talk about the Emperor, him or herself has gone through their own tower type energy. Five of Pentacles is like being thrown out into the cold. It's like receiving a tower completely unexpected. But I still feel like even those towers, we kind of feel them. We kind of know it. But I feel like it's just saying that this Emperor and this Empress have been through similar experiences. I feel like with the Five of Wands here, again, you know, this could be something I was fighting for and fighting for and fighting for, but it didn't serve me, right? Like nobody backs down in this energy again. So it produced the Three of Swords. Two fives equal this 10. Alright, what I want to do, I'm still not done, because I want to know, I just kind of want to know more. Alright, we have the Eight of Swords. So we have 1, 2, 3 eights. And remember, eights stand for a new beginning. Allowing yourself to have a new beginning. Eight of Swords is a self-created prison. Like I'm trying to block maybe love from reaching me. I know I don't want what I had, or at least the energy of that. And I feel like the Emperor feels the same way. We have the Four of Pentacles. It's about your foundation. You know, the Four of Pentacles next to the Eight of Swords can say, you know, be careful not to hang on to like the way that you think something must be. You know, because that can be the energy of, what's the word I want to use? Like, what's the word I want to use? You know, it's like trying to control every aspect of something. Now, I don't feel like the Empress would do that. The Empress knows, like, you know, I'm going to put my intentions out there. I'm going to make them clear, right? Because if I want to manifest love, if I'm ready for that, then I already know that it must be of the utmost, right? Because I feel like you've had the opposite. I know there's a little red rose there. Three of Wands. That's my view. That's how I look at the world, how I look at life, or just situations. Three of Wands is an optimistic view. I feel like, listen, I feel like this Empress, and I feel like the Emperor also have been through hell. I do. I feel like they've been through hell. But I feel like in the same breath, these two people have learned through trial and error how to allow oneself to heal, right? And healing doesn't mean like I stop in place sometimes. Because we do have patience, right? Trust in divine timing. Eight of Swords over that, breaking yourself free from a self-created prison. Now, that prison may just be like love. Let's keep going. You're going to have a long reading. King of Pentacles made his way back out again. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Look at that, the Hierophant again. Taurus. Hierophant's looking right over at this king. It's almost like your higher self, or let's just say higher energy. It's almost like your guides are examining this king, making sure that he's in the light. I almost feel like being introduced to someone, and it's surprising how quickly I don't know, I feel like more than attraction, but it surprises me how quickly I feel like maybe that I just know this person. And then we have the Devil again. So the King of Pentacles, Taurus and Capricorn have both come out around it. Alright, I want to look at this Ten of Pentacles. Look at this. Ten of Cups. So I was going to say, I want to look at the Ten of Pentacles, which is really an abundant household. But it's in reverse. And listen, maybe I've had that where I was with a partner and we were just more concerned about money, and love wasn't like, we were just doing our thing type of energy. But now we have the Ten of Cups. So I feel like I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for someone who, again, it's funny I said with that King of Pentacles that they can really, even if they they're falling in love, doesn't mean that they're going to tell you, but they're going to show you. That's the thing. It's, if they're not showing you, just that some people have a harder time expressing it. So if they're not expressing it, but they're showing you, I feel like that's okay too. Ten of Cups, come on. This is a house of love, a house of harmony. I'm looking at the Ten of Pentacles, and it's connected to that Four of Wands. Some of you may be getting married in the year 2023. It's a great year for that. I mean, this is a very spiritual year. Just trying to think if there's anything else I want to look at. I'm just going to do one time around, and anything that still wants to come out now. Come out now. Reminded me of an Amy Winehouse song. Come out and play, or something like that. Alright, anything else that wants to come out? Well, we have the Prince of Wands. Interesting, because we had the Princess of Wands earlier. Well, the Page of Wands. And it's interesting because we're doing fire, right? You're fire. And I did feel earlier it was talking about your inner child. So I do feel like this is also talking about the Emperor's inner child. That could also talk about two people, whether in this lifetime or previous lifetime, who may be coming together. This is someone who would take a chance. And then we have the World. Beautiful. All right. So here's it. Let me wrap it up this way. Even though we still want to read from the book, I feel like this is saying the World represents the next chapter. I feel like in the World's energy, it's usually for the rest of my life, the rest of our lives. I feel like the World doesn't show until you're ready for it to show. Because this is where I am trusting in my spirituality. I am trusting in my guides. This is where I'm walking hand in hand with my spirituality and my humanness, and allowing myself to have experiences. That's what the World really wants you to do. I feel like this is also the closest energy to God. And we've seen the Hierophant, over and over again. So it could certainly speak about these two people. And listen, it doesn't mean it has to be. But I feel like each has gone through their own experiences. So when they come to the table together, it's just like they mesh. The World with the Ten of Cups. And I feel like for some of you, it's like, you know, I got my pentacles together. Doesn't mean I'm rich. Doesn't mean I'm even close to rich. But, you know, I'm doing my work. I'm doing what I love. And maybe I've had someone before where that's what we were concentrating on. I feel like the Empress is saying, but now I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for more of the emotional type of love. The, you know, this is the House of Harmony. This is the perfect card to come out with the Four of Wands. Again, that's commitment, marriage. It doesn't have to be marriage, but what it certainly means is everybody in that energy, they want to be there. And then they can't imagine not being there. You know, it's like once this comes together, and sometimes it may just be like even that initial meeting. Even if it's someone of the past. I feel like if it's someone of the past, it's someone from like the past. I don't feel like it would be your last relationship. Because I feel like that's part of what the healing period has been about. But you've had such tremendous growth, and I feel like so has someone else. Ten of Cups. With the World. Over the Seven of Pentacles also. Meant to be. Doesn't mean it has to be. I have free will. Right? The ball is put in your court. You know, and I feel like it's saying, if you look at it through an optimistic view, with an optimistic view, then it can be all that it can be. But it still puts it in your court. All right, let's read Patience and then Love. All right, Patience. God's timing is perfect, as this card reminds you. When you pray for help, that request is heard and answered. If your prayers involve other people, their free will decisions influence the timing of this outcome. Heaven knows this and devises ingenious solutions that arrive at exactly the right time. You receive this card as a reminder to have patience with God's plans and solutions. If you try to control, force, or push your own agenda, you may miss out on an infinitely better alternative. Ask Mother Mary to help you demonstrate her infinite patience and trust in God's timing. You know, and this may be why this is the second reading. Right? And then here we have everything like kind of coming together. So that feels like divine timing to me. All right, let's read Love. Love, love. Joy right before it. Marriage right after it. Interesting. This card reminds you that feeling loved is your true desire, and this very condition is continuously offered to you by God, Jesus, and Mother Mary, and the angels. Surround your current situation and relationships with love, which will loosen the bonds of ego attachments. When you pray for love to heal your situation, God sends angels to your side. Mother Mary counsels you to use only loving words when you speak, think, or write. Avoid pessimistic discussions with yourself or others, as it's essential for you to surround yourself with the highest energy available. By doing so, you'll witness miraculous healings. Well, we see that. Four of Wands. Experience new opportunities and attract wonderful relationships. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're attracting this relationship. Knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or subconsciously. That tells me that you're definitely soulmate energy. Because, you know, we keep getting the Seven of Pentacles, and we had it twice, so maybe one is for the Emperor and one is for the Empress. It Forget about the signs and think about them together. They really do fulfill each other. They really do get each other. And they have very similar goals and aspirations and let's just say a faith system. Doesn't have to mean that like their faith is exactly as mine. But let's just say our morals are on the same level, our integrity, that type of thing. I don't feel like this Emperor is coming in looking for anything other than commitment, looking for anything other than a lasting relationship. This is not someone who just wants to date. This is someone I feel like ultimately, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't date. You should date. But I feel like ultimately this is talking about where these two people have the potential of ending up. And I have to say potential because, you know, the ball is in your court. And then sometimes, you know, it's like sometimes they're still in the healing period. What am I healing? My broken heart. It's right there. You know, maybe I wanted someone to give me more than they were even capable of giving. And I can't take that on as like personal, even though it was personal. But I feel like what that means is the person before you and the person after you is not going to get the best of someone anyway. This feels right. I do feel like for some of you, there's probably going to be a little earth in their charts somewhere. Just because we keep getting so many earth signs. So, coming through the King of Pentacles. So, that's potential. But here's the Ten of Cups. And I feel like the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like it's simply saying that I've had that type of... First of all, I feel like the Nine of Pentacles we already have, right? So, I know that you can find that success and that independent nature. So I feel like, do I want to give that up? And if I do give it up, and you don't have to give it up, but let's say, you know, I want to go from independent into coupled. Well, I want it to come through the Ten of Cups, which makes perfect sense to me. I want the emotions. I want the love. I want the joy. I want the butterflies. I want it all. And why shouldn't you? So, all right. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I thank you for your patience. I know I'm a little late. I really wanted to have all the signs out by May 1st, but that didn't happen. So I thank you for all the ways you support my channel. I have to say it's very hard. I'm having a hard time staying on YouTube because, you know, I don't like putting ads in the middle of my videos. I just don't. I tried it. And I don't like the videos to be interrupted. So, you know, I'm making next to nothing. And it's becoming harder and harder to stay on YouTube. So I just want to say thank you. Especially for donations. You know, a lot of people think, other people donate. Very few people donate. And I'm sure that's for a lot of readers. Even though we do put a lot of work in. So, you know, and it's not that I'm asking for them. I just want people to realize that, you know, because they're free. This is how you help keep your reader, let's say, on YouTube. So I thank you for that. I thank you for sharing the videos. I thank you for your likes. You know, I only want you to like it if it resonated, if you like it. But I thank you for sharing. And I thank you for becoming a subscriber. I also have a membership program where we do go live. I try to do it weekly, but, you know, bi-weekly for sure. And you can ask anything. I mean, I put no limits on it, so I also offer that. Just, you know, well, I actually love. I just love the members. You know, I just love them. So, anyways, I'm going to let that be. I love you guys. I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.